One of the most underrated strategies you can use right now when it comes to your meta ads is using influencers. Using influencers with your meta ads can dramatically increase your revenue and your return on ad spend, your ROAS. And Meta has made it super simple to find creators to promote your products, services, and programs through their brand new creator marketplace. And I'm going to take you through today how to use it. But before I do, I wanted to show you some quick stats on how successful the creator marketplace has been and using creators in your campaigns. All right, so here is exactly what Meta had to say. So basically, they are saying that by using creators with Meta, you can lower your cost per acquisition by 19%. You can lift intent and brand awareness by 71%. And it also said that 71% of consumers make a purchase within a couple of days after seeing creator content on Meta platforms. That's pretty remarkable, right? All right, let's head over to the Meta Business Suite to find out exactly how to use it. So if you are anywhere within the Meta Business Suite, you can come over to the left-hand side toolbar menu and select the shaking hand icon that says Creator Marketplace. And you'll come through to this exact location here. Now, when you first get started, you may not see this screen. You'll either need to select Get Started, which is a step before where you need to request access to the Creator Marketplace and verify your business, but I've already done this for security reasons and I'm not showing it right now. It does take a few minutes to complete this step and get you through to the page to where we are now. Something I did want to note is, yes, the Creator Marketplace is for Instagram, but the content that is created by the creators on the marketplace can be used for both your Facebook and your Instagram ads. To be able to use it, you need to have a professional Instagram account to access the Creator Marketplace, not a regular one, or the Instagram account needs to actually be connected to a Facebook page for your business. So let's dive in, because I want to show you how using a recognizable figure in your meta ads can 5 times your sales, because you are using somebody that is actually familiar to your audience when it comes to promoting your products, your services, or your programs. So essentially using the same offer and the same style of ad, but having a recognizable face can dramatically influence your results. So after you've clicked Get Started and verified your account, you will end up in this first screen, which is on the Discovery tab. Essentially, you are defaulting to the search page, and you can now see just on the main screen by scrolling, there are a number of creators with quite large followings along with interaction rates. Generally, the average interaction rate is about 5% from what we see. So you can search by adding a specific username. You can also search based on keywords or hashtags, and Meta will offer suggestions based on what it knows about you, your brand, the kinds of things that you talk about in your content, and then it will make recommendations. If you don't add anything in the search, Meta defaults to who or what it thinks will be relevant to you. So as you can see, you can also filter by country, by follower size, interests, age, and gender, and that will narrow down your search. Now, underneath the search area here, you have recommendations from Meta. Here, the creators are broken down into categories, like the creators that it believes are most relevant to you, creators that may be interested in partnering with brands like you, creators that you're actually following, creators that are rising in popularity, creators that have high-performing reels or photos, etc. Now, these categories are all super helpful when it comes to selecting a creator, because Meta is helping you narrow down the best options for your brand. Now, next down on the list, you have lists. These are your saved creator lists. Some lists are automatically generated, like your top performing creators in your partnership ads. This account hasn't run any partnership ads, and that's why there are 0 creators in the list currently. So other lists can be created manually when you create a list. So you would select new list up in the top right hand corner and add profiles of creators to that particular list. So here, as you can see, you have lists like previous partnerships or interested creators. Now, with interested creators, you're more likely to see interested creators when you are a bigger brand or a well-known brand. Often, if the creator is smaller, or they want to start to get more known as a creator, they will work for a lower cost because they're keen to partner with your brand. So it's always worth checking out the interested creator list. The next one you can see is creators that follow you. Now, this is a really cool list to check out because these people are already into what you advertise and speak about, so they may be much more likely to partner with you and promote what you sell and have aligned audiences. And then you have creators that recently tagged you. So this could give you some interesting options too. So always check out who is tagging you because, again, these creators may be super relevant and aligned with your brand. So shortly, I'll take you through how to actually find some creators to work with your brand. When you first start out, don't go too large with creators that are going to cost your business large amounts of money. You're often better off going for creators that are niche and more aligned with what you sell. And then you can test those creators, and as you start to see success, you can go bigger and bigger. Often creators with smaller followings have higher interaction rates, not always, but it is worth keeping your eye on those metrics. But obviously, if someone has a really big following, you're probably going to get big results. But again, with those bigger results, you are going to pay more to work with that creator. And at the bottom, you have your saved lists. Again, these are lists that you have created manually and then added creators in one by one as you search for them. I'll show you how to do this shortly. But just quickly before you dive in, you can also see trends in the list of menu items on the left-hand side here. Here, what you can do is you can see what topics are trending in the creator marketplace, and you can see whether it's trending up or whether it's trending down. And this is generally influenced by when things are announced, launched, or upcoming. So regardless of the direction of the trend, these topics are still hyper relevant and what your industry is talking about, and that is why they are in this list. Now, you don't have to create content using these trends, but it does draw your attention to something that you could be mentioning in your content. Now, you can adjust the time period in the right-hand side corner to change from the past 24 hours to 7 days and 30 days, and it will just adjust to what's trending. We recommend sticking to the 7-day mark when it comes to choosing your time period. Now, you can also filter by categories. So you want to select topics that relate to what you sell. So for example, I may choose business and finance and the education and learning categories. Not all topics are going to be relevant for the content that you create, but it does give you some ideas around what could go viral by selecting those particular categories. So once you've selected your categories, you can then select a particular topic, and it will give you an idea of how many reels have actually been made on the topic by creators along with examples. So say if I was to scroll down to billionaires, I can see how many reels have been made, the amount of views and interactions, and the type of content that is being made for that particular topic. Again, using these trends will help you make content that is likely to go viral. So pay attention to what's trending and make content based on that. And this is what the biggest creators are doing right now. All right, let's head back to Discover. Now, something I want to talk about is how do you actually analyze a creator account to see if it's going to be the right fit for your brand? And, you know, Meta gives you a whole bunch of helpful information that's going to help you make your decisions. So essentially, the way to find creators for your brand is to go to the Discover button, which I just selected. And then let's head to the first account, and I'm going to take you through what to look for. I'm actually going to select the second one, which is Sierra Rennes, I believe. Now, when you come into Sierra's account, you can see her total followers. You can see the accounts that she's engaged in the last 30 days. You can see how many she's reached in the last 30 days. You can see her hook rate and her interaction rate, which is very high. Now, if you aren't sure what any of the metrics mean, again, you can hover over the little information circle bubble, and it will give you more information about that metric. Now, this information here is going to be super useful when it comes to you selecting an actual creator to work with. And the reason for that is because you have to understand how to read the metrics. Now, of course, you want someone that has a follower base, right? But not all people that have a large amount of followers actually have followers that interact with their brand and what they're promoting. So if you are looking for a creator, you want someone that has a following, but you also want someone that has an interaction rate that generally hovers around at least that 5% mark. The reason for this is that if they don't have that interaction, it may mean that they don't have the influence within your audience group that you need to promote your content and get results. Now, if you start to scroll down, you'll be able to see recent posts or reels and branded content and partnership ads that this content creator has actually been part of. Now, I recommend actually taking a look at some of this content, and you can scroll across, because this content is going to help you decide whether this influencer is right for promoting your brand. Now, if you scroll down, you can also see insights, including graphs for reels, posts and stories, and you can look at different time periods again by adjusting the filters in the top right-hand corner to see the kind of engagement they're getting and the kind of reach that they're getting, as you can see here. Then if you keep scrolling, you can also look at the creator's engaged audience demographics, including gender, age, countries, and cities. Then at the bottom, you have creators with a similar audience to that creator. And this is really, really handy, because if you find a creator that you think is uber relevant for your brand and right on point when it comes to the audience match, then you'll easily be able to locate others in this vicinity here. Now, if you like this particular creator, you can click Save to List, and you might want to create a new list, and you might say influencers for Black Friday campaign, for example. And then you would save that particular influencer. Then if you would come into the list menu item, you would then see them under the manual list that you created. Now you can also contact that creator. So essentially you would add the creator's name and the message that you would like to add, and then select send message. And you can also invite them to a campaign. I'm going to show you how to set up a Creator Marketplace campaign shortly. Now, when you send these messages to creators, the messages will appear in your Meta Business Suite for the creator in a separate Creator Marketplace folder. This will make it super easy for you to be able to actually locate those messages, because you know what it's like when you have Facebook and Instagram ads running, as well as your organic feeds. You get different messages coming in different boxes, like the request folder, and it can be really hard to manage. So this is a much easier way to be able to locate your messages and reply to them so none of them get lost. As you can see, your inbox is right here on the left-hand side. All right, so if we go to the list menu item now, you'll see influencers for Black Friday campaign within the actual list that we created, and there is Sierra. All right, let's dive into campaigns. So if you want to ask creators to work with you, another way that you can do that is by creating a campaign. And this is different to a Meta Ads campaign, and I'm going to run you through how to set up a Creator Marketplace campaign step by step. So I want you to select the Get Started button, and we are going to find creators for you to work with to promote your brand, your products, services, or program. So the first thing that you want to do when it comes to looking for a creator is you want to select your campaign goal. Now, go ahead and select the one that is most relevant for what you want to achieve. But generally, when it comes to the Creator Marketplace, most people will be selecting to increase sales, because if you are spending money to promote your brand, you generally want to select an option that's going to bring you in more money. Next up, you have visibility. So you have, do you want the campaign to be discoverable by all creators or by an invite only? If you want more options when it comes to the creators that would like to promote your brand, then you would select discoverable by creators. If you want less options to have to sort through, but say you want more of a niche audience or more targeted options, then you would select invite only. All right, so I will take you through both of them. Let's kick off with discoverable by creators first. The next thing you need to decide is if you are going to run a fixed offer or not. So basically, creators will see the content and the compensation details aren't open for negotiation. You also won't be able to change the fixed offer once you publish the campaign and it's live for creators to pitch to. So whether you turn this on or off will depend completely up to you. If you have a set budget or you're a smaller brand that can't afford to pay more and you know what your budget is, then you can select fixed offer and put in the amount that you are willing to spend for a creator, and it will filter out who will or won't want to work for that particular amount of money. Generally, for most brands, what we find is that they actually keep this default button turned off. And the reason for that is that if you have influencers that you may not have considered but couldn't necessarily afford, then they may be open to working with you, and it'll be ideal for you to see how much it will cost for you to work with them, particularly if they have a larger audience that is really aligned with what you offer, because they could create some really amazing results for your brand with the content they create. So select whether you are going to have a fixed offer or not, and then select the next button. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to add the details of your campaign, which the creators will be able to see. So here you want to add an outline of what the campaign will actually be looking to achieve. So you might use something like a course review or a product demonstration or an unboxing video, to name a few. So I'm going to do, for example, a product demonstration for our Meta Ads course, Ace Your Course Ads. And I'm going to add that right here. And then you want to add a description. So you want to describe what the campaign is about. So I'm going to copy and paste that into here and show you what that looks like. So you might write something like, I want 3 reel-styled videos for this amount of money, or if you didn't add the fixed amount, that doesn't matter. One that's a talking head video, one that's a product walkthrough, and the other using B-roll to review our product. Now, I want you to provide 5 different hook options. So the hook is the first 3 seconds of the video. So you might have a full video or 3 full videos and then 5 different options of a hook for each video. Then you would add more information about the product, the benefits of the product, and build it out. So for example, I might say that Ace Your Course Ads is a Meta Ads course for creators. So I might say something like, as the benefits, it helps creators reach their dream audience with ease and finally hit their income goals without the 24/7 hustle using a simple, smart, and profitable Meta Ads blueprint. Then you can go ahead and add a cover image. I'm just going to pick a random one for this particular campaign. Then I'm going to select the next button. So next, go to creators, and you want to filter who will be able to see this campaign. Now think about if you want a specific gender, age, and follower number when it comes to who is going to be the creator for your brand. So I may select female if I think that most of my audience is female and they're more likely to respond to a female. And I may want someone that's a particular age. So I might select 25 to 44. And then you may be going for smaller, more niche and targeted influencers or larger influencers. So if you have that in mind, you can select the follower number. Then you want to come down to target audience. So here you select whether you want their audience to be, say, male or female. So again, I'm going to select female, what age group you'd like them to be. So if you know your audience is usually within a certain age demographic, you can add those. And then if you want them to be in a certain country, so if I was promoting to Australia or the United States, for example, I may select those particular countries. So you can add here countries that you already work with or ones that you may want to start working with and expand into. And then you'll get a little pop-up message from Meta that says approximately 34,000 creators will be able to see this campaign. So as you can see, there is a large amount of creators on the platform already, so you'll have multiple options to choose between. Then select the next button. So next up, you are on the content tab, where you are going to help creators understand the type of content you're looking for. Are you looking for stories or posts or reels? And because the creator marketplace was made based on Instagram, they are the option that it adds the type of content that you can generally create on Instagram itself. Most of the time when you're looking for a creator, you're probably going to want them to create a reel for you, because at the moment we know that this is the most appropriate option when it comes to running meta ads to get results. Now, you can use these reels in your Facebook ads as well as your Instagram ads, but you can select whichever option best suits your brand and which particular format you know will get you the best results. You could also test a story, a post, and a reel within your actual meta ads campaigns to see what performs best and get the creator to create one of each. So I'm going to select 3 reels because, as you know, that's the brief that I put in earlier in the details section. Then you want to add the content details. So this is optional, but we add information here about the kind of content that we want. So here you may say something like, I want a product demonstration walkthrough of the course, highlighting the benefits and what made you decide to purchase it over other courses. And if you have any suggestions around the hooks that you might want, you can also add those in too. Next, you need to register interest by. Here you need to add the closing date for creators to register their interest in the campaign by. Let's say we want them to register their interest by the end of this week. Then next, you want the date range to post content. So when will the campaign actually run? You want to let creators know your timeline for this work. This date is not enforced by Meta. Obviously, it's completely up to you and creators you work with to keep track of when content is posted. So you may say that I'm going to post content between the 22nd and the 29th. Then hit the next button. Now we are looking at the compensation that you are going to offer to the creator. This is telling them how much you are going to pay them for the content that they create for you. In this particular example, we have asked for 3 reels and we need to decide how much we want to spend on this. So essentially we might say, all right, I'm willing to pay $1,000 and then I want to add the currency. So you can add your local currency, or if you primarily work, say, in US dollars, you could add that also. Now, generally we suggest starting with smaller creators first that you can afford, and then as you start to get more familiar with the process and you have bigger budgets to work with, then you can go after big creators. But test the smaller ones first that have really good engagement rates. Then we hit the Ad Boost permission section. And this is super, super important because we want to request permission to boost the content in our ads. So what we're basically saying here is we are saying to the creator, we want to use the content that you create from this campaign in our ads. And you really need to make sure you turn this button on. Otherwise, the creator may only let you use that content in your organic posts. And generally, you would expect to pay more for this. And this is what you're communicating in this particular area here. The reason you're paying more for this is because you are going to reach more people through your ads, even if it doesn't require extra work from the actual creator themselves. More people are going to see it and be exposed to it and engage with it. So you're going to get a lot more out of that content, and the creators know that. And it's completely fair for them to actually ask for more money, because we know when you post organically on Facebook or Instagram, often those particular posts can expire really fast, usually within 24 hours, if not sooner. And it can be a waste when it comes to getting them to create this content for you. Go ahead and toggle on request permission to boost content into ads, and then add the extra amount that you intend to pay them if you can use it in ads. So I'm going to add $500 in this particular. The next section is the free product section. So essentially you are letting the creators know if you'll be sending them free products. Often we are asking creators to review our products, so we'll need to send them those products in order for them to be able to review them. And this will be in addition to what we're already paying them. So here I might say I am going to gift you Ace Your Course ads so that the creator can do the workshop, so that the creator can do the course and give me an accurate review. If you need to add any additional information around the payment, you can also add it in this box here for the creators. And then you'll see a summary of what you intend to pay them. So you've got the payment for the content and then the extra to be able to use the content in ads with a total payment of $1,500. And that's what you are offering. Then obviously you click next and you want to review the campaign and hit publish to start finding creators. So next up, you're in the review tab. So just go ahead and review everything that you've input, and then you'll hit the publish button. All right, next I'm going to go through the invite only, and you'll be able to see all the different options. So if we were to come back and select invite only, we are going to keep the goal as the same for this particular campaign, and that is to increase sales. We'll leave the fixed offer off. Then I'm going to have all the same details as last time. So I'm going to have the product name as product demonstration for my Meta Ads course, the digital exchange. Then I'll have the 3 types of reels that I would like, my cover image that I already added, as you saw earlier. Then I'm going to select the next button. Then you want to go ahead again and add the type of content you'd like the creator to make, and any content details and the date range you'd like to post the content. Now, you notice some sections missing, like the creator won't need to register their interest because it's invite only and they aren't applying. This is when this particular style of campaign is used when we want to invite them. So once you've added your date range to post the content, you'd select next. Then you want to go ahead and add your payment details and make sure you've got the request permission to boost content in ads toggled on. Then you want to go ahead and add your free products if you have any, and then click the save button. And then in this particular example, you won't need to review it because it's not a campaign that everybody can see. It's just one that we will use to send invites out only. So I'm going to select the save button. Now, if you want to, you could go straight to view the campaign, or you can invite creators. So I am going to go to discover. So I might search a particular keyword for a creator that I want to find, or I might go into someone that's following me, for example. So I'll go to Stevie Dillon, and then I might invite her to a campaign that I just created. Then I'm going to select the campaign that I created, and then I would send the invite, which I won't do because obviously this is just an example campaign invite. But essentially, when you send the invite, the creator will be able to see the name of the campaign, the description, and all the deliverables that you expect, along with the content that you'd like and the date range that you'd like to publish it, and the compensation they'll be receiving along with any ad boost permissions and free products. So I'm just going to close that off for a section. Then head to the campaigns tab. And essentially what you can do here is you can track your campaign, and you can see which creators have messaged you about it and any communication that relates to that particular campaign, as opposed to actually having to go through the Meta Business Suite that has all the notifications in there anyway. So if any of the creators had confirmed or they'd been invited, you would be able to see them in here. So as you can see, using the Creator Marketplace, it's a super easy way to find creators to work with that align with your brand and will be able to promote it to increase your revenue and your results. Now, something to note is that Meta doesn't deal with any of the payments or negotiations. That's something that you will deal directly with the creator themselves. But this particular tool is just a really easy way for you to be able to locate creators to promote your brand. As you can see by the video that we've created, this tool has so much power in it, and we really, really love this tool. And we want you to be able to use the tool to get the results that we've been getting for ourselves, our clients, and our students. Also, when you find creators using this particular marketplace, you're going to find it a much safer platform to use. Like, you're unlikely to get scammed using this particular platform. All right, so what do you do once you've got the actual content? So you want them to post organically for you, and you'll also want to add the content to your ads and tag them as a partner if they are open to doing so. So let's head over to the Ads Manager now. All right, so essentially what you would do is you would create a campaign. So just say you had a campaign that you had created, and it is in the actual ad level, so the third level down, that you would add the partner. So say if you were to go ahead and add the video as the creative, then you would turn the partnership toggle on, and you would either enter an ad code or post the information, or you would select the partnership. So you would go ahead and you would search for ad partners that you may have worked with, and you can search a particular creator. You would tick that particular creator and add them. and then you would select the identity, which means you would select the brands that you want to use to be promoted in the ad. So it would be your brand and the creator's brand. And it will also always ask them for permission to approve that they are happy to be a partner at the top of the ad. You can also run this in a more traditional way, which is where you essentially get the assets, so the reels or the stories or posts from the creator, and then you would upload them into your ads manager. And this would mean that you have complete control over the ad. In this particular example, we do anyway. We're just selecting whether they partner with us. Obviously, it's better if they choose to partner with us because you'll have their name that's familiar at the top of your ad. People will recognize this person anyway, and Meta should be able to know who follows this person. It's pretty smart when it comes to running these kinds of ads, but it doesn't go astray to actually have them as a partner at the top of the campaign as well, and know that you are targeting people that they are following. But either way, if you're uploading the content, you can add it with or without the partnership. Otherwise, they might want to run it from their particular ads manager, but we recommend doing it through your own. Now, when you use the partnership ads, their audience is again likely to feel more connected because they can recognize that creator and they've built trust with that creator. And then again, they might be more likely to take action as a result. Now, let me show you what one of these might look like in action. So as you can see with this particular ad, it has Vintage Secret with Casey Hill as the partner, and the ad has Casey within it. So you can see how adding the partnership to the top of the ad campaign is super powerful. But even without it, you've got the content creator or the influencer within the actual ad itself, which is going to draw attention and attract in the right kind of people that you want to sell your product. Now, this is one of our favorite Meta features that they have released in the last few years. And I know that if you put it into practice, you are going to improve your results dramatically. So please give it a try, start, and let us know how it goes. Good luck.